Hello everyone, my name is Rob, I'm from the Insane Gamers. This is part 7 of Halo 5 Guardians. The name of this level is Unconfirmed. Yes, that's its actual name. And the actual part of this level is called Unconfirmed Reports. Yes, it makes it sound like a bloody newscast. And this little bit that you're seeing here is footage from the last episode that was tacked onto the end of the recording. And then here there was a slight fade there. That's why I cut it into the new footage that I recorded. And you know what's amazing? I don't really thank Elgato, to be honest. And I really want to thank them now. I know I've been ratting on them recently because of how crap it's been. To be honest, it's when I tried to do the yet another zombie video and it wouldn't record, but that was more of an issue with the game itself. But guess what? It's amazing. But that video is actually gonna come out May the 9th. I'm gonna try and redo that video for. But because I've written it down on the schedule. And also there's been some technical issues with the Elgato where it's been pixelating, and even last episode there was of Halo 5, there was an issue where it didn't have any sound. But I really do have to thank them, because I don't think I edited it out because I started recording and I forgot to do it, so I'm just gonna leave it in. And I'll point it out basically when we get to it, but I want to thank them here, mainly for the feature that I'm going to talk about in a second, when it happens. Basically, my tip at the moment, though, for this part level is to use this turret. It's very useful. I wish there was one later, because it would be very useful, as you'll see. But alas, there isn't. But yeah, that would have been really useful if the turret was in the game later, in the next part of the level. But it wasn't, so what are you going to do about it? And if this feature didn't exist, I don't think that this video would have been able to be done, or it would have had to go with a giant apology. To be honest, I wish that the HD PVR had this feature as well, and I didn't actually realise how long it takes into the video for me to realise. And I wish the software-based recorders also had that, although that would probably mess with your computer's speeds. But you notice here I paused the game, and the reason for that is I loaded up the Elgato recording software, ready to hit record, and then I went and made myself a glass of water, as I always do for the videos, so my mouth doesn't get dry while I'm recording. It's refreshing. And I forgot to hit the record button when I came back. But luckily the Elgato has something called flashback recording, which is very useful. You can go back for the last, well, I think it's supposed to be the last 20 minutes of recording, but it'd only been like 6 or 7 minutes worth of footage, so that's as far as I could go back. And you can find that start point and hit record, because it is always continually recording the last whatever of footage, last 20 minutes, or it's supposed to be, which is a bit like how you can pause and rewind live TV nowadays, which is very, I would have loved that as a kid. I was actually amazed. I went around one of my family members' houses, I always do, on Saturday. It's just a thing I've always done since I was a kid. We go around there, we just talk. It's just a family meeting, basically. I'm sure a lot of families do that. But, I mean, we are lucky that they live quite close. Most of our family. But they don't have, like, cable TV or anything. Or, I think even modern TVs nowadays can do it. Because I'm looking at this remote and it has a play and a pause button, and I'm pretty sure you can do it with live TV. But I don't even have an aerial hooked up to this TV. So I wouldn't even know. But I went around the house and I missed something. I missed a joke on a comedy program, and I was like, "Can you rewind that?" I was like, and they're like, "Well, we don't tape it." And I was like, oh yeah, duh. I'm just so used to being able to pause with actual live TV, with like cable TV and satellite and all that, that it's amazing if you think about live broadcast TV that doesn't have that function. And you know what's weird? I lived most of my life without it. Like, I believe Sky. I live in Britain, so Sky was basically. They started really doing the DVR things. I think they started doing them in about 2005. I think Sky Plus came out, and it was really expensive at the time. You had to pay like an additional fee just to have the ability to record. Because obviously at the time either you used VCRs or you had a DVD player. Okay, that was a bit weird. That wasn't laggy on the actual footage, but I guess it was lagging with the Elgato. I praised the Elgato, and now it decided to do that. That's always fun when that happens. No, but I remember seeing commercials for adverts. I guess I'm British. I should be using British terminology, not American terminology. But some people say I talk too fast anyway. Wow, I've apparently gone completely off track of what I was trying to say. I've turned into Donald Trump. Right, let's get back on track. Yeah, I remember seeing adverts for Sky Plus and being like, wow, that's really cool, you can pause and rewind TV. And then Virgin, which is the cable TV provider, which is what we have, they started doing adverts. And they were always like, oh, you need to pay to upgrade the box and you have to pay a certain amount of money. Both Sky and Virgin were both like that. Actually, no, it wouldn't have been Virgin, would it? Doesn't matter unless you're British. Let's just say it would be Virgin. They got bought out. They bought out a company that was NTL. That's who we were with. It doesn't matter. You can look on Wikipedia if you're really interested in the history. But they started... Actually, that could be a topic for a different video, because our area was actually the test area for that. For the pause and rewind function.
Stand back, snipers perched ahead.
Yeah, you're gonna die, mate, which is really annoying. I wish he was here to help, but alas, he isn't. Yeah, our area was the test area for that function for the TV drive boxes, which stopped being. Well, actually, no, I think they rebranded them, and then that was it, really. They then went nationwide. But yeah, you had to pay an additional fee, and so we didn't get it for a while, and we got cable proper. Well, we always had cable, but I mean like that type of cable in about 2010, the one where you can pause and rewind live TV, and it's been 7 years now, and I can't imagine TV without it, to be honest. I know a lot of the audience now will either not. Like, I know a lot of people on the internet. It's like, oh, why do people pay for cable? It's too expensive, and it's just better if you just cut the cable cord, to be honest. I can just do it all with Netflix. Yeah, you can do that in America, not really in Britain. Like, technically you could, I guess, cut cable, because a lot of what is on cable, to be honest, in Britain is just repeats of BBC programs and ITV programs. From the olden days, and American programs. But the problem is, if you the BBC catch-up service, unlike Netflix or even the ITV or Channel 4 or Channel 5 catch-up services, they only store things for about half an hour. So half an hour. I meant, I don't know why I got half an hour. I meant to say 30 days. I guess I was going to say 30 minutes, and then my brain went, oh, that means half an hour. That's what you need to say. No, 30 days. They only store things for 30 days. And then you can't watch it anymore. There is Netflix, and there is Amazon Video and all that, but there is no Hulu, which always surprises Americans. They're always like, Hulu? Yeah, just buy it. It's not that expensive. Yeah, it doesn't exist in outside of America and Japan for some reason. But yeah, Hulu doesn't exist. Amazon Prime exists, but to be honest, it's not really worth it. Netflix, we have Netflix, but then again, it's included in our cable TV fee, which is really nice. So it's free. How fun's that? So that's, to be honest, the only reason we have Netflix, because looking at all the stuff that's on Netflix, there isn't a lot of stuff, to be honest, in Britain. Like, in America, you have loads of stuff, but in Britain, it's hardly anything. It's not worth it. Like, if we weren't getting it for free via the cable company, I would not be paying for Netflix. It's completely worthless in Britain. So honestly, you really need cable. But I guess that another reason why cable is sort of worth it in Britain, and I like the fact that these go from Halo like walkthroughs to just me talking about TV and whatever. But one of the reasons why they are like why cable actually is somewhat competitive in the UK. Well, cable and satellite compete against each other, but the specific reason is that there's a third option, which is Freeview, which I used to have in my room, but now it's all built into TV, so it doesn't really matter. Technically, I still do have it in my room, but you used to have to get a second box, a separate box, so you don't have to do that anymore. But you get like, I don't know, something like, you get like 83 channels, I think. So it's cable and satellite really do have to compete to get good quality stuff to make you want to buy them. Because otherwise, just what you Americans would call the merits of basic cable are already free. So, to be honest, there's not a lot of people in Britain that do have cable or satellite. I mean, compared to like the rest of the TV people. I don't even know why I'm talking about this anymore. What's the point? And let's go back to Halo. There's a whole bunch of enemies here. I'm actually surprised there's so many of them. And I can't believe I didn't go to help them revive themselves. I didn't even notice. I wasn't even paying attention. I was just like, there's so many enemies. I'm just going to let them die. But luckily the other AI went to help them, which is nice. But the scatter shot and the shotgun itself is really satisfying when you're killing. It feels so satisfying. I don't know if it's because the trigger vibrates as well, slightly, not a lot, but it definitely feels like it vibrates. You don't want two shotguns, that's completely worthless. There was a bit of lag as well, but I don't know if that's just Sony Vegas, or if that's the actual file. Anyway, it just feels so satisfying to shoot the Prometheans with a shotgun. Really, really satisfying. And there's going to be a really satisfying one soon. I guess that's a spoiler, but once all these enemies are dead, oh, it's going to be so satisfying. And there's a boss battle in Part 8, so stay tuned for Part 8, which will be next Monday on the 8th of May. So you'll have to wait a week, I know, but it is Games with Gold. So I do apologise for that. But I love doing Games with Gold games because they're always fun. I say that not being sarcastic at all. No, some Games with Gold games are actually quite fun, and then you get the weird shit like that Sherlock Holmes games or point and click games that no one will be interested in. I don't know why they are, but you see, this was somewhat satisfying, killing these guys. Are you ready? Oh, that one there, that Promethean. This was very satisfying, watching that happen with a shotgun. And he had an incineration cannon, which is always good because we're going to use that in the next episode. Although, to be honest, there's not going to be a lot of talking in the next episode, because a lot of it is actually a cutscene.
We've seen Promethean attacks since Requiem, but no record of any distance.
Which is...
Something riled them up, that's
Well,
for
that's
sure.
interesting. Okay, that's certainly interesting. It just started really being windy outside. Which, I guess that's not important, because it probably won't be where you are when you're watching this, but, and, well, it's good that it's the end of the video, because I might actually have to, turn the computer off. So hopefully it will render and I'll be able to upload in time.
Interested in us.
So, yeah, I guess, well, the video's coming to an end anyway, so, I have been Rob, I've been from the Insane Gamers. Thank you very much for watching. Watch the fact that there's no, none of my teammates are here. And then they'll just appear in a second. They'll just spawn in. Although it might be at the end of... at the start of the next episode. Anyway, cheer up.